Hello and welcome to the Walk Off, everybody. I'm Scott Belford, normally joined by the best co-host in the biz, Adam Mack. He's still on his hiatus, so we're very lucky to have our intern extraordinaire, Matt Cernecka, joining us. And buddy, you have been doing such a good job filling in as the co-host here, and just want to thank you for your time again. That's how we're
Oh,
starting here. A little Matt appreciation.
thanks, Scott. I'm absolutely loving doing this. Love working for you. It's second best job because working for the NHL can't be beat.
There
But
you go. Yes, you got to have your priorities on what's coolest, and definitely working for the NHL,
yeah,
that's cooler than working for old
but
man.
you are a very close second.
So this is Mailbag, everybody. We start this show off by combing through all of your interaction from the past week. You can always reach out by getting a hold of us online. You can DM us on Twitter at Walk Off Podcast. Blue Sky, we're on there as well. The Walk Off Podcast, Instagram, The Walk Off Podcast. If you are a Patreon member, will you get automatic entrance into the mailbag? We call it the Patreon bump. As well as that, you get extra content in MLB Mondays and instant access to all of our interviews. So a little bit of bonus for being a Patreon member and supporting the channel. So before we dive in, some breaking news here for Toronto Blue Jays fans, and it is not good. Obviously, we watched Bichette slide his knee into the catching equipment there in the Yankee series. Austin Wells kind of blocking the plate a little bit within his rights, whatever it is, kind of just a bad luck, bad voodoo kind of scenario here. And then he came back after the rain delay, right? He didn't look like he was going to continue to play that game. Then he missed the end of the series. Anyways, this was just put out minutes ago, and it's from Shai Davidi. Blue Jays placed Bo Bichette on 10-day IL with left knee sprain. That's retroactive to Sunday, meaning earliest he can return is next Wednesday at the Rays. And Joey Loperfido getting the call up from AAA Buffalo. So, yeah, this I don't know the most eloquent way to say it, but fucking sucks. Is that kind of like the
It's a huge
overall?
blow.
Yeah,
It
it is
it's a
not
huge
good,
blow.
folks.
And just to build on what you said, Keegan Matheson also reported that John Schneider doesn't have any sort of timetable for Bo. He won't be doing anything this week. It's
A knee sprain, which is not great.
no, it's a huge blow, especially for a shortstop with range and how many doubles he hits. It's probably the worst time of year for this to happen as well.
And he was
Um,
hot coming in. His numbers were tops amongst Blue Jays for the most part, outside of maybe Vladdy's year totals and Springer's yearly totals.
Yeah, he's currently batting a 311. He's batting over 300. He has an 840 OPS, 18 home runs. Obviously, the big number, 181 hits.
Mhm.
By far tops in the majors, apart from Trey Turner. We talked about that on MLB Mondays, and you're losing a guy who gets on. He's clutch. It's not where you want this to happen.
What you really need to hope for as a Blue Jays fan is that there's no real structural damage and that Bo can be back at the earliest point, which is Wednesday of next week. Who knows how this plays out? Strains and sprains are always weird ones because it's always kind of guy to guy, right? Like there isn't like a one size fits all. This is exactly how much time he's going to miss. So, not good news for the Blue Jays. Although I will say this, everybody, okay? This Blue Jays team has more depth than I would say most contending teams have. And is it ideal that we lose one of the top hitting shortstops in baseball and now he's going to be replaced with Andre Jimenez and Ernie Clement and IKF in some sort of capacity there? No, it's not ideal. But the fact that there are three guys as capable as Jimenez and Clement and IKF who can cover the defensive end of things and maybe even increase the defensive value with Bo gone. And then you just cross your fingers and hope that this team can do what they've kind of done all year, which is next man up this thing and fill in the offensive gap in some other way. Is this ideal? Obviously, this is not ideal. This is pretty bad timing.
It's the worst timing possible.
Teams
I
are
will,
beat up right now, Matt. Like, I mean, we talked Trey
yeah,
Turner yesterday, right? And this is a very similar situation, right? Just a massive offensive cog in the middle of this order, all of a sudden on the IL.
yeah, especially in a time where the Jays are somewhat slumping. They're
Mhm.
playing about 500 baseball. They really need all the help they can get, all their guys to be healthy. If you want to look for a silver lining in this, obviously there's two, I would say. A, Joey Laprofito had great numbers in the majors earlier this year. He has the potential to do that. And I think if he does what he was doing earlier this year, we'll be okay without Bo. I
Mhm.
don't think we'll it'll be I don't think it'll be as detrimental as possible if well, as detrimental as it could be without a bat like that. And again, it all kind of sits on how he bats. And number two, it'd be a good look at Andres Jimenez at shortstop for next year.
Mhm.
Just kind of seeing, is Ernie going to be the shortstop next year? Is Jimenez, all depending on the Bo contract. So it'll be good on good for the future and good potential in Joey Laprofito.
Again, this is one of those scenarios where you really do cross your fingers and hope that the baseball gods smile upon the Blue Jays and that Bo Bichette
Yeah.
is back next Wednesday and that he's feeling good and he can kind of pick right back up where he left off and continue to stay hot as he goes into the playoffs. So, some good news we thought on Anthony Santander. So this is from Twitter where it says Anthony Santander will begin a 5 game rehab assignment with AAA Buffalo Bisons. When those 5 games end, he will be back with the Blue Jays. This will be huge addition to the Blue Jays lineup. 44 homers last year. Then, just minutes after this, Keegan Matheson of MLB.com came out and tweeted Anthony Santander just felt some lower back tightness swinging recently. The Blue Jays are delaying his rehab assignment for a day or two in hopes that it will be enough and that he'll still have enough time to ramp up to games. So, man, we were all really looking forward to Anthony Santander coming back. This is obviously a huge bat to add to a lineup. And I don't know. Might
I
not happen here, man.
It's gonna be a last week or a playoffs thing. And personally, if he comes back ready to play for the last series and the playoffs, I would just shut him down. I
See, I'm
don't
on the other side of this. And grounds crew, please put your comments down. Where are you at on Anthony Santander? Because personally, I think if you can get him healthy and get him back, you put him in the lineup no matter what.
and I kind of disagree just throwing him into the postseason immediately. No cushion for error, no warm up, no
I
nothing. Just
understand the sentiment, Matt. Like, I'm not even
uh
disagreeing with the logic, but I don't know. This 2025 Blue Jays team has been uh, loaded with pixie dust. And
yeah.
I would just want to just test that just a little bit, right? Test those waters. See if we can just have him step in and get hot instantly. Because
And
the
I
truth is,
guess
man, even if he hits 3 dingers in a series, like that's so huge, right?
mhm. I
So,
guess my standpoint, it's six one way, half a dozen the other. The upside of him coming in the playoffs and doing fantastic is, and basically just playing like Santander does, that's great.
yeah.
But if he comes back and there's anything lingering, any back tightness, any just not looking like himself, it could be really detrimental in a playoff series, in my opinion.
I
Again,
I would
it could
hope
go
that the
either way.
Blue Jays use their knowledge of the situation to make the proper decision. Obviously, you and I are just a couple bumbling dummies just guessing, right? Like we don't
Yeah.
really know where Anthony Santander is at health-wise, mentally, what he feels he can do. Like there is something to be said for a guy who truly thinks he can contribute. Because if there's that doubt that's in his mind, then I'm with you. Shut him down, right? If he's
Yeah,
doubting his
exactly.
own ability to produce, then yeah, shut him down. But if he truly feels that he can get out there and hit some bombs for this team, I say let him do it.
Yeah, I would agree. If he's mentally there, he's feeling 100%, the rehab assignments go good.
Oh, and that's another thing, right? How does he look in AAA, right?
Yeah.
Like that
If
that could
he's
have a
not, it's another factor. If he's not looking good in AAA, I would just shut him down. I don't,
a slow starter, Matt. You
it's
just
so, I know
got
it's not April anymore. That's another thing. The slow starter in the playoffs, maybe he'll hit three bombs come the World
Yeah.
Series.
Okay, let's dive in here. We had just a few things there to touch on before we got to the questions. So, into Patreon we go. By the way, everybody, if you're watching this and you know somebody in Yellowknife Northwest Territories, I am headlining a show there on Saturday night at the Elks Lodge. Go to Eventbrite, and the name of the tour is the Working Title Comedy Tour. And it's about my buddy Alex Fortin and I. We started comedy together in Edmonton like 15 plus years ago. We're both headliners now, and so we never get to work together because the way comedy works is you always get paired up with an opener, depending on where you're at in the country, right? So they'll send you out and then normally use a local opener. So it's rare that you get to hang out with the friends you kind of came up with. And so old Alex and I decided that we're just gonna throw caution to the wind and kind of self-produce a tour here so that we get to work together. So again, if you're in Yellowknife, Saturday night, 8 o'clock at the Elks Lodge, come check it out. It's gonna be fun. Two headliners, so pretty darn good deal there. Again, the Working Title Comedy Tour at the Elks Lodge. That's on Eventbrite. Maybe I'll send a link to Matt and he can stick that in the
I'll throw it
comments
up in the
section.
description.
Yeah,
Send it
in the
over.
description. There you go. All right, let's dive in here. Ian starts things off. This is Patreon. He goes, Matt, something to look forward to. When you get old like some of us, your knee is always going to hurt when you golf. So
I'm I'm trying to play golf, not hurting while I can, not hurting in my 20s.
that's right. Yeah, Matt had a knee injury. Fuck, you're probably going on 6 months ago now,
Yeah,
right?
April
April?
28th. April 28th was the day.
Hockey
Yeah.
injury. We've joked about this before, something that happens to many young athletes. So
Yeah.
Matt in that category.
And yeah, and then I just re-injured it Sunday, another 2 months.
Yeah, so we were complaining yesterday on MLB Mondays, and that's what Ian's talking about here.
But I shot my best game ever today, so I can't
Hey,
say
congrats. There you
I
go.
can't say it was much of a hindrance.
Fought through the pain. Look at you.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Philip wrote in and goes, Scott, I have to ask you, do you still feel as though Max Scherzer should be one of the three starters in the playoff series? I know his accolades are fabulous, but dude, the guy is 41 years old and I would definitely choose Chris Bassett instead of Max Scherzer. I do believe it was you that said Max Scherzer should be one of the starters. So, first of all, Philip, thank you. Always appreciate hearing from you. Secondly, yes, I did say Max Scherzer should probably be one of the three starters. Now, I did have a little caveat before I said this. I did say I would still prefer to see the Blue Jays see who these starters are how they're doing come end of September. You do not have to decide on your playoff starters right this second here. And who knows, this team could have a bye into the division series and have all sorts of time. They could also, we're in a dogfight for this AL East, baby. You don't know. Like the Yankees are only 2 games back, the Red Sox are 3 games back. So if the Blue Jays do find themselves in a wild card series, that could change the way you set things up. I think that Kevin Gausman in his last few starts have really maybe put him in line to be that number one starter in a playoff series. We don't know yet because there is 2.5 weeks of baseball remaining. So it is likely that maybe a Shane Bieber gets really hot in his last few starts before the playoffs. You're just like, well, we can't not start Shane Bieber. I mean, we did go out and get him. So Max Scherzer, my reasoning for wanting him to be one of the top three guys once you go into that wild card or division series, however it is, it's probably three starters either way. My thought is that he has looked good. Yes, there has been some ugliness to a few of his starts. I know that Sunday was a tough one to swallow, realizing that he was tipping his pitches, realizing that Ben Rice was all over that changeup, and that was the final blow, right? That 3-run home run wound up being what kind of sunk the ship for the Toronto Blue Jays in that final game of the series. And I also think 41 years old, you're not going to see him do it again, right? Like if he pitches against the Yankees again, he'll probably let them wear one before he lets them
Yeah.
steal his signs again. And this is just part of the game. You just can't let guys from second figure out what's going on and relay what these pitches are going to be. They're using pitch comm, so we're not 100% sure what it was Scherzer was doing that was giving away that he was going to throw a changeup, but he was doing it. Anyways, all of this to say, Philip, I still lean towards using Max Scherzer as one of those three playoff starters, and I honestly wouldn't be upset if it was Chris Bassett. Like, I truly wouldn't be all yelling and screaming and what are they doing? They kind of know what the numbers are best and what matches up best, but just from an outside perspective, I would personally right now if it started today, I would go Gauzy, Bieber, Scherzer. And maybe Bassett's in the bullpen as some length come out. If one of those guys only go 2 or 3 innings, like that's another thing to keep in mind in the playoffs, right? The rope is going to be shorter. You're not going to let guys get down 6-1 or something like that. If a pitcher doesn't have it, he's probably pulled much earlier than he would in a July mean nothing game.
Yeah. Um, to build on that, first off, I think I figured out what Scherzer's tip was. It seemed that most times when he was throwing the breaking ball, he would like he has his glove, he's looking at home plate, and then he'd turn almost fiddle with his grip. And then when he turned his
Ah,
head back, Judge started doing the signals. So I didn't have a fastball. I didn't compare it to his fastball, but it could be him double checking what he's throwing says grip versus four seamer. Again, I have no idea. I just kind of picked up on it was when he looked at his glove, looked back, and then Judge threw up the signs.
I was just so
Um,
surprised Judge was so obvious about it, eh? Like it was just like, yeah, we got you, bro. Like it
but it's a part of the game, and I've
is.
talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people have complained to me about it's cheating. It's not cheating.
Yeah.
When someone gives up anything, you're gonna jump on it. And I got some stats here comparing Bassett to Scherzer. So we're gonna go off their per 9 innings. Just to put in comparison, Chris Bassett has thrown 161 innings, where Scherzer only has 74. So different sample size. Um, Bassett his hits per nine is a 9.2. Scherzer's is an 8. Home runs very comparable. 1.2 for Bassett, 1.9 for Scherzer. Walk rate, they're or sorry, walk per nine, they're basically about a 2.7 both. Scherzer slightly lower with a 2.5.
Hmm.
Strikeout rate 8.8 to 8.5, and the strikeout to base on balls both 3.3 if you average it out. They're very, very comparable, and it goes both ways. Bassett gives up more hits, which can suck based on how hard the contact is, if it's doubles, what's he giving up in that sense. Scherzer, on the other hand, gives up more home runs, which in a playoff can be a lot. I would say it's more of a detriment in
Yeah,
the
it can sink
playoffs, the
ships
long
for
run.
sure.
So it's
Pick your poison. It
yeah.
literally is pick your poison, and that's why I lean far more towards let's play a little recency bias into this. Let's see who the top three starters are at the end of September, and if someone has caught fire, then you probably ride the hot hand. And I mean, it's totally possible it could be any of these guys. Like I know Jose Barrios hasn't looked good. He's looked fatigued. He's looked like he just has lost a little bit of velo on his pitches and just isn't where maybe he was at the beginning of the season. But if he throws three incredible outings, you
The whole story
probably ride
changes.
that hot hand because he's done that. He's been there before, right? He's got the experience in a playoff games.
And and I couldn't agree more. That's 100% what the Jays are going to have to do. They have options, they have arms. It's just going to be who's hot, who do they feel confident out of the pen, maybe pairing guys up, going 3 innings, 3 innings, 4 innings, 3 innings, something like that. But I think the recency is definitely going to be the difference maker.
Sticking with Patreon here, going to Johnny Eaton. Johnny's so great at digging up little stats that are maybe go under the radar here. He says, here's a fun stat. We were talking Junior Caminero yesterday on MLB Mondays, and just the fact that he is at 41 home runs and that he's 21 years old and that he is just put himself on the map to be the Tampa Bay Rays next superstar. I mean, there's probably a pretty good argument he is already there. But here's a fun little stat. Johnny says Junior Caminero is the only player in baseball with more than 30 home runs and a positive defensive value. So we're well aware that Kyle Schwarber is a masher. We also are aware Kyle Schwarber sucks balls in the outfield. So it is pretty cool to watch a guy like Junior Caminero, who is a darn good third baseman, on top of a guy who just hits nukes. So very cool. Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, and I did try to find the defensive war stats. I can't find it. I don't know where it is, but it took me a hell of a long time to find it. And also to add on how scary this is, his current salary is 740,000 a year. He's ARB eligible in 2028, earliest free agent 2031.
Mhm.
So he is going to be,
A
I would
thorn in
assume,
the AL East for 6 more years,
he
everybody.
is going to be dominating the AL East for at
And
least 6 more years.
and then once he's a free agent, who knows? Because he might just wind up in pinstripes, just devastating the AL East for his entire career. But let's not be negative, all right?
Even the Rays could even ship him when his ARB starts. I don't see that, but
No,
the
but
Rays make a
if
lot of
anyone's going to ship him out way earlier than you would expect, it's the Tampa Bay Rays.
exactly.
All right, sticking with Patreon, this is Mish Beer. This is also from MLB Mondays. We were just talking about the Blue Jays losing to the Yankees in that series and the magnitude of that. And she goes, I'm not gonna panic over something I have, all in capital letters here's zero fucking control over. She's like, I'm just going to enjoy the waning days of baseball. Badonkadonks. My ladies and gays will understand this. So there you go. Live in the now, be like Mish, and just enjoy baseball while it's still around. A real glass half full there. Always love hearing from me. Last Patreon comment is from Mustard Tiger, and he goes,
I love this one, by the way. This is my favorite one.
he's like, when they make the movie about this season, I hope they get the guys that played the soccer hooligans in Ted Lasso to play us, the unhinged fan base that wants to believe so bad but can't always get there.
Do
So,
you know do you know the people he's talking about?
yes.
I love it. When I saw it, I was like, really? And then I thought about it more and I was like, yeah, that's our fan base.
Yeah,
Just super
it is our
recency
fan base.
bias up and down like a roller coaster.
We're either screaming at Yankees fans, right? The World Series is ours, bitches, or we're like, I don't know, we might fall out of the playoffs.
Yeah, just the complete emotional roller coaster,
Yeah.
going through every single emotion, not internally, out
Mhm.
loud as well.
All right, so we're moving along here to the public side of things. You can always get a hold of us on Twitter at Walk Off Podcast, Blue Sky, The Walk Off Podcast, and Instagram, The Walk Off Podcast. This is Mike from the UK. He DM'd us on Twitter and he goes, I fear that if we lose the division, with 94 wins and the Yanks get 95, then people are going to see this as a failure. It's absolutely not. Ending up top wild card because the Yanks do something crazy like win 12 straight to end the season isn't a failure on our part at all. It's important to stay positive if when this happens. Love the show loads. Much love to Adam. 100% behind Matt. Show's just as good with him. Enjoy the stretch. So I don't know about that, Matt, but good to see love
You
there.
just said this was complimenting me at the top of the show, and now okay.
No, you have been doing a great job, and honestly, he is he's reminding me of the scene in Moneyball where Billy Bean is like, if we lose, they're gonna dismiss everything we did because it's
I
the
agree with
way we
that.
did it, and
But
it's possible.
my rebuttal to that is, what did we expect coming into the season? Vegas had our odds at 80. 80 was the under over.
Mhm.
We we didn't overly strengthen our team in the offseason. We didn't go out and get the biggest fish. We got pieces that we needed. Uh,
Ross
home run
Atkins
hitter.
even set
Yeah,
himself up to be mega hated, Matt, by saying that there's 10 wins within this team right here before we add anything.
yeah,
Like, what a ballsy thing to say, being he already knew the hate for him was at an all-time high, and they managed to put together a very, very good ball team. And now
yeah.
we're going to see how this all plays out. 19 games left. This team is a playoff team. This team is absolutely a playoff team. Are they capable of being the best team in the American League? I think they still can. I have hope.
They 100% still can. And much like I said earlier in August, it's going to come down to the last week of baseball. It's
I
going to
mean,
be under 3 games.
yeah.
It's going to be close. We're going to sweat it, but there's still 100% the chance we clinch it.
Oh, the last two series is at home against Boston and Tampa. Like those two are going to determine almost everything, I guarantee. Whether it's we're coming into that series with the ability to gain control of the division again, or we're just clinging to the division still and we can bury the Red Sox with a couple of wins at home. A home field advantage that is like no one else in baseball, by the way. The Toronto Blue Jays with the best home record in MLB. So not a bad place to be situated. I know a lot of you want me to be more nervous. I am. But I also have seen enough baseball that these 19 games aren't terrifying me. They're fine. The Jays
I
just
also
need to, if the Jays win 10 of 9, I still think they win the division.
I 100% agree.
Don't forget, too, Matt, that the Blue Jays own the tiebreaker against the Yankees and the Red Sox. So, technically, even though the Yankees are only 2 games back of the Jays, they're technically 3 games back because it's not enough to finish tied with the Blue Jays.
Yeah. And also, like Mike said, if the Yankees go on and win 12 straight and go on an absolute hot streak, they timed it perfect. There's absolutely nothing you
Yeah.
can do. Even if the Jays go 10 and 9, 12 and 9, or well, 12 and 7, I guess it would be, and the Yankees just go on an absolute tear, there's nothing you can do. They just timed it right, squeaked us out at the end. Still, postseason changes everything. I'm more hungry for the postseason than the division.
If the Jays win 94 games this year, too, folks, that would be the fourth best record in Blue Jays history. So it's still like, and by the way, it would be basically tied for third. So they've won 99, they've won 95, and they've won 94. So like they if they win 94 again, that's yeah, again, like you can't ask for much more basically. You
Yeah.
just need to hope that listen, the Yankees are a very good team, but they've got flaws too.
Yeah, it's all up for grabs.
Sticking with Twitter, this is from Michaela. She goes, "Hello, walk off. Loving the podcast. I had a question for mailbag. Hoping I'm one of the chosen ones." Well, there you go, Michaela. You did it. Did you guys see? Oh, yeah, this one. Did you
This
guys
is
see that
awesome.
Phillies Karen clip? Ha ha ha. WTF. Did you see that they have a Halloween costume for her? I don't, but I almost feel bad for her. Probably best not to be a POS on camera in today's world. What was your guys' reaction on the whole thing? So I might come across like an asshole here, but my reaction was I laughed pretty hard at the whole situation. Like,
Yeah,
first of all, what an entitled loser she was
yeah,
because that ball was live. Like, that's the thing. It's not like she caught the ball or had it in her hands and had it ripped away from her. It just landed close to her and he
yeah.
beat her there.
I've been to games where I've seen people like full-blown dolphin dive
Yeah.
over rows to get a ball, body check people, slap their friends away. The dad just grabbed it before her.
Yeah.
Nothing special.
I've
Just,
had friends. Shout out to Lizzie. Lizzie McGuire gets hit in the face and she didn't get the ball. Like
yeah, it's luck of the draw. And this dad was just on it. But
it was kind of shitty to see because first of all, he was so excited to give it to his son. By the way, it made the story even more funny and more sad because it was the little kid's birthday. So
oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, so on his birthday, he gets this ball and his dad's like hugging him and like you could just tell how shocked he was at her reaction.
Yeah,
Like
he like
his
squared
reaction was
up.
just he was just like, "What the? You're freaking out." Like it was just such a like, "Okay, get the fuck out of here then." Like you're gonna make such a huge deal over it. And I love the way the Marlins handled it with the prize pack that they brought out for him and the signed balls and stuff. I love the way the Phillies handled it and that Harrison Bader, who hit the home run, actually wound up signing his bat and giving it to the kid in person. And there's a meme going around too where Bader hands him the bat and then all of a sudden that Karen pops out and grabs the bat too. It's like, me too, I want this too. It's just like, but all of this to say, yeah, maybe if you're on camera, think twice before you take things from children. I don't know.
I will say also on the feel bad for her part, I do feel that a little because she did post a video on TikTok talking about it that she gets recognized everywhere she goes
Of
and she
course.
can't leave her house.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her in that sense. I feel like poking at it, making fun of it online is okay, but I do feel a little bad that it's affecting her daily life. I did also hear a rumor today. I have no idea how true it is, that she lost her job because of this. I do not know if that's true at
Hmm.
all. Someone told it to me. I had no idea. I didn't have time to fact check it, but
So I'm not going to be ruthless here because you watch it and you do have those like instinctual feelings of like fuck this lady. Like it just comes up, right? Like it's not a very attractive look on anyone to be such an entitled jerk, especially to a kid, right? Like especially to like lose it around a kid. But I do think that like the amount of harassment she's getting, you know, I'm sure she wishes that the Coldplay thing with the cheating CEO had happened right around the same time so it could dilute it a little bit, you know?
so I did find an article on Yahoo. She did get fired from her New Jersey teaching job.
Oh wow.
New Jersey school district job. Uh, it's gonna take me a whole reason why to read it, but apparently facing uh facing a wave of backlash with students flooding her Facebook page with hostile comments
Yeah, well,
and basically got fired because of it.
man.
Oh man. See that part I do feel bad for her, but at the same time, you don't act like that, especially not at a baseball game. It's a baseball. Who cares? You can buy one with the whatchamacallit, the cert that's certified for
Yeah.
$10 at the team store.
Yeah, the whole scenario was weird. I don't know. Grounds crew, go ahead and drop your comments. What did you think of Phillies Karen? Although I did get a kick out of Spirit of Halloween having like just being on the ball so quick. They're like, we can make a Phillies Karen costume in a second, a gray wig, a freaking set of glasses, and a Phillies jersey, right?
Did you see what the Savannah Bananas did on Sunday? I think it was. They had a
Yes.
game. Yeah, they had someone dressed up as the Grinch and go steal it from
Yeah.
players who were in the crowd. It was awesome. Oh my
Oh
God.
man.
It's ruthless.
All right, last one before we get to YouTube. This is from Blue Sky. Toronto Jeff chimed in. He goes, "This sign stealing shit is doing uh my head in. How are we going to let this happen?" So, yeah, it did cost the team the game on Sunday. So I totally understand everyone's frustration. I don't think Max is going to let this go on again. He's going to figure it out. He is an 18-year veteran who has had this happen before. So
Yeah.
he'll go back to the
It
drawing board and
and we did see a good stretch of baseball where he had this issue early in the season, and then he had a stretch of baseball where he was elite. He was dominant. It looked like he fixed it. Excuse me. It could just be something as simple as he has to keep thinking about whatever he's doing. And then he got into a comfortable run where he just stopped thinking about it
Mhm.
and then started doing it again.
Yeah.
That could have been what the issue was. I think that's what the issue
Yeah.
was. So now that it's back in his mind, I would assume he's going to make the correction again, and we'll see vintage Max Scherzer back in action soon.
That's the dream. Going to YouTube. This is from John Wilrow. He goes, "Last year we were bragging about having the best center fielder in baseball, and now y'all want to move him and replace him with who?" So I think this goes to a question that we had last week where um, I don't remember the name of the person who submitted it to
I
Mailbag.
remember the question.
Yeah, they were talking about do you go out and it was Ian in Patreon, so SCTI. He was talking about the free agents, center field free agents that are available. And, Trent Grisham is in there. There's a few options there, Harrison Bader. And the idea is that since coming back from shoulder surgery, Dalton Varsho's shoulder strength has gone from about a 40%, which is still below average, to what was it,
It
fourth
was a
percentile?
five. It was a
Five
five
percentile?
percentile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea of moving him to left is to kind of cover up the deficiency of his throwing arm. I don't know if it's all that necessary. And I know, Matt, you kind of talked about it a little bit too. Is there some strength exercises he can do over the off season to kind of get that back closer to where he was post pre-surgery, I should say? We'll see if the Blue Jays are worried about this.
It's definitely the arm is something to be very concerned about, but I feel he could definitely he could strength training it. I feel like there's going to be a lot of work done on it in the off season. And to build on it, his bat is way too valuable to not have him in the lineup.
Mhm.
And his just overall range and defensive ability in center field.
No one can run down a fly ball that you shouldn't get to quite like Dalton Varsho. He gets incredible jumps and incredible reads off the bat. And I think that we watched him do that in left field for the first season that he was here, where the majority of the time in center field was being taken by Springer, and Varsho was kind of mostly substitute center fielder, mainly left field. So he does have experience in left. Miles Straw and Nathan Lucas are internal options to maybe split some time at center field if you did want to move Varsho without going out on the open market. I mean, I kind of agree with John a little bit. Like, I do feel that, right? Like, last year, we're like, we do have the best defensive center fielder in baseball. And now, 1 year later, and we're like, I don't know, can we get him out of center? But arm strength is a big deal, man. Like being
Yeah.
able to throw guys out at third who are rounding first to third, or getting guys who are, it's a shallower fly ball to center and they're gonna try and tag and score. You want a dude who can at least make the play. And right now it just hasn't seemed like Dalton's that guy right now. Time will tell.
I would personally say, like you said, time will tell. If there's a free agent on the market and you can get, well, a free agent center fielder on the market and you can get a good deal for him, get him.
Yeah.
Maybe just give Varsho time in left to figure it out. But I wouldn't say it's a priority, and I wouldn't say um, it's a huge worry in the organization's mind.
The offseason will show what the internal metrics within the organization say, right? Because one of the
Yeah.
things we watched last year that I did not see coming was Spencer Horwitz being a glaring defensive hole at second base. This wasn't really brought up until after the season, and they had moved on from Horowitz. And one of the reasons that they gave for that was that the second baseman's defensive metrics in 2024 were one of the worst in all of baseball between Horowitz and Schneider and some of the other guys that they had playing second base last year. So maybe there is an internal metric where they're like, this is actually costing us way more runs than anyone's making it letting on to be. And if that is the case, then I do think Dalton Varsho, with the power he has and to keep him in the lineup, is just going to be relegated to left field where the strength of his arm can be hidden a little bit more. It's still going to affect things though, right? Like it's
A-
just,
Another one thing I would say that kind of makes it contradicts yours a bit would be Bichette has definitely made a lot of errors and costly plays at shortstop, and they've yet to move or address that. I would say because he's a superstar and he's
and
quote
I
unquote
will
a
I will
face of
push
the
back on
franchise.
that a little, Matt, and I will say maybe they addressed it far more than you're giving them credit for because they have not just one of the best defensive second basemen in the league playing second right now. They also have one of the best third basemen in Ernie Clement playing there defensively. And so I think the part of their idea was to eliminate how much Bo needs to range by getting two
Okay.
very rangy guys on each side, right? So,
Yeah. Maybe again, that could be something they do with Varsho as well.
which is
Have
exactly
a
right.
ranging left fielder,
You're
but
hedging your
yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I feel like just how he's what am I trying to say? How he's beloved in the organization, how he's beloved by majority of the fan base, I would say their priority would be keep him in center field.
All right. We're down to the last two comments. This very last one here we'll talk about right now. And I know we posted Baseball Town, a clip show up. That's on our YouTube page right now. Some of you were not impressed with the sound. That is fine. Apologies. It is very difficult to record a live event where the audio is incredible. And I'm
Yeah.
working on it. Last time I mic'd just the speakers and then there was no audience. I tried to mic the audience this time and then there was more feedback. Um, I'm doing my best. And unfortunately, this may blow some of your minds. I'm not an audio engineer, but yeah, I do appreciate the feedback, and it is something that I will try harder to perfect. And I know that if you get a chance to watch it, you're like, I wish I could hear it better because the guests are great. Chris Black, Jonah Birnbaum, Nick from Blue Jays today, all of them were very fun to watch their opinions and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, I have gotten some questions too. Is this the last? Is Baseball Town done for the year? So we do have one more. One more baseball town. Okay. I don't have guests yet because all of the guests that we're going after aren't sure of their schedule. I will say this, I'm looking to make it the heaviest of the heavy hitters on the panel. So think big. That's the pond we're fishing in right now. September 29th at Left Field Brewery in Liberty Village. I don't even have the tickets up for it yet. You don't need to get on it, but just keep in mind that after the last day of the regular season, the 28th, we are doing a baseball town on the 29th to preview wherever the Jays are at that point. So mark it in the calendar. Okay, last but not least, Mark Ryan, longtime viewer and watcher of the show. Always appreciate his comments. I know that we were talking about Dalton Varsho last mailbag. Someone had asked. Basically, the question was, my buddy keeps telling me that Dalton Varsho, all of his home runs are in garbage time. How do I prove that they're not? And we didn't really have an answer for it. So Mark Ryan goes, I would love to see a show on clutchiness and how to calculate it. Actually, runners in scoring position would be okay too. Showing how silly runners in scoring position is sinks clutchiness. So, yeah, how do you measure a guy's clutchness? I mean,
It's
there are
there's
metrics.
so many factors. Yeah, I would say runners in scoring position adds an extra level to clutchiness because
Yeah.
I would feel anytime there's a anytime there's a runner in scoring position, clutch situation. I think someone had a comment last mailbag that said it would be close and late. I
Mhm.
really liked that.
Yeah.
Was the anything close, anything late. Yeah, I would I really want to figure it out. I really do.
Thank you so much, everybody. That's been Mailbag. Really appreciate you following along. Hit that like button and subscribe. Remember to Patreon, if you do join it, you're really helping us out. We thank you very much. You get bonus content, MLB Mondays every single Monday. You also get instant access to all of our interviews. And as if that's not enough, Baseball Town, the whole show is put up on Patreon. So if you can't make it to the live event, you see the full thing, you see the stand up, you see the special guests, you see the panel. It's all there for you. So again, thank you very much, everybody. If you're in Yellowknife on Saturday, come see a show. Cheers, gang.